Hello and welcome to the session. Today we will discuss learning outcome 2 of business environment. Learning outcome 2, the aim of this lecture is to explore how external factors impact various organizations. So my name is Yasir Gulfraz and I'm your tutor for today's session. So before I start, can you see my screen? And can you hear my voice? If there is any issue, any concerns, please let me know. Okay, so let's get started. Learning outcome 2, indicative content, external factors, pastel analysis. External factors, examining the level of political stability or instability, considering changes in government and their impact, assessing government support for different types of businesses, understanding government initiatives and international memberships, economic explore market structures like perfect competitions, monopoly, duopoly, and oligopoly, investigating competitive advantages and strategies adopted by firms. Technological use of technology within organizations, for example, automation, communication, purchasing, sales, mobile apps for accounting for VAT, then legal provision of an appropriate legal framework, and then finally environmental factors. For example, energy management, carbon emission, waste reduction, recycling, and pollution impact of pastel factors on different organizational stakeholders, including internal and external stakeholders. For example, financial institutions, other lenders, debtors, and creditors, owners, managers, employers, consumers, and client employees, government, trade unions, suppliers, community. Uh, any questions so far? Uh, if anyone's there. Okay, so let's start with the external factors. Uh, external, what exactly are the type of external factors when it comes to the decisions that the owner of a business and its stakeholders make? External variable are those influences, conditions, or situations that the firm cannot control and that have an impact on those decisions. Company's capacity or accomplish its strategic goals can be directly influenced by a greater number of external factors, and some of these aspects of listed here. Can you see the viability of your online business could be significantly impacted? For example, if the government were to alter the laws that regulate the types of quantities of items that are permitted to be imported, and if the expenses associated with importation were to increase, monitoring the macro factors and have an impact on your company and the industry on a regular basis, and responding to those elements in a manner that is suitable for those your company is a crucial step to take. Uh, though these external macro factors can shape your business uh, opportunities and pose potential threat. your company's chances to possible dangers can be influenced by following external macro factors. It is important to consider economic variables such as employment rates and trends, interests, interest rates, disposable income trends, inflation, and other related factors. So variations in the manner in which consumer used and acquire produce require products or services such as the utilization of smartphones or tablet for the purpose of purchasing items and influence of technology on the manner of which businesses uh, procure and deliver goods and the implementation of automations. Uh, the presence of cultural and social uh, elements such as the rise in the number of women in the workforce has resulted in a favorable impact on the act of purchasing items online. Uh, the way in which companies conducted their businesses can be influenced by a variety of circumstances, including political and legal considerations, uh, such as modification to work health, uh, and safety laws and regulations. Additionally, seasonal and climatic elements can also have an impact. For example, businesses and other seasonal commodities like sky gear or swimwear are likely to be influenced by the local climate. So when it comes to acquiring alternative power sources, consumers have the ability to utilize environmental elements such as conducting research and comparing various possibilities. So environment can be two types, can be of two microenvironment and macro environment. So the micro environment consists of factor and environment that is indirectly interaction has a secondary and macro remote impact on an organizations. So this form of environment is referred to as indirect impact. Consider the aspect like customers input or suppliers competition competitors public marketing and media talent. When we talk about macro environment, uh, which micro environment includes factors such as a sort of environment that is directly interactive, has an immediate and direct impact on an organization. This type of environment is referred to as in the realm realm of economics, politicals and legal affairs, technology, social and environmental issues. What is the microenvironment? To put it simply, the microenvironment refers to the environment that has a direct influence on your uh, professional enterprise. All of your business procedures may be directly impacted by it as it is connected to the specific region in which uh, your firm operates. Simply put, it is comprised of all the elements that have an impact on your company, in particular, that have the power to have an impact on the ways in which you conducted your daily operations as well as the overall performance of the firm. On the other hand, the effect that have is not one that is extremely long-lasting. Client, vendors, uh, resellers, rival businesses, and members of the general public are all included in the micro environment. When we talk about microenvironment, what is microenvironment? If anyone can explain me, if anyone is there. Microenvironment encompasses a wider scope. Uh, encompasses the environment that exists inside the functioning of the economy itself. It has an impact on the management, performance, decision making, and strategy making processes of all business groups at the same time. Considering how dynamic it is imperative that a company always keep a close eye on how it is evolving. It is made up of external circumstances over which the corporation has no control, but which unquestionably have an impact on the businesses. Economic influence, demographic forces, technological factors, environmental and physical forces, political and legal forces, social and cultural forces, and technological forces are the components that comprise the microenvironment. Any questions so far? Pastel factors. Pastel factors like political factors, economic factors, social factors, technological factors, legal factors, and environmental factors. So political factors like trading policies, government changes, uh, shifts in leadership or political parties, so shareholders, funding, government leadership, lobbying, foreign pressures, conflict in the political arena. When we talk about economic factors, like so, economic factors means disposal income, unemployment level. Basically, political factors involves elements related to the government and its uh, impact on businesses. But economic factors resolves around the financial aspects affecting businesses. So, uh, example of economic factors are disposable income, unemployment level, foreign exchange rates, interest rates, trade tariffs, inflation rate. Uh, Foreign economic trends, general taxation issues, taxation changes specific to product services, local economic situations and trends. Next one is social factors. Social factors encompass the cultural and social influence on businesses. So, example of social factors are ethical, religious factors, advertising scenarios, ethical issues, consumer buying patterns, major world events, buying access, shifts in population, demographics, health, consumer opinions, and attitudes, views of the media changes, lifestyle, education, trends, and history. Technological factors involves advancements and innovations impacting businesses. Uh, like technological development, research and development, trends in global technology, technological advancement, associated technologies, patents, licensing, access into technological field, consumer preferences, consumers buying trends, intellectual property and its laws, how mature a certain technology is, information technology and communications. Legal factors. Legal factors involves the legal framework uh, and regulations affecting businesses like employment law, consumer protections, industry-specific regulations, competitive regulations, current legislations, home market, future legislation, regulatory uh, bodies and their process, environmental regulations. Then next one is environmental factors. Consider the impact of businesses' activities on the environment. Uh, Environmental factors are ecological, environmental issues, international and nationals, uh, stakeholders, staff attitudes, management styles, environmental regulations, uh, customers' values, and market values. Describe key external factors that impact on different organizations. So, knowledge and understanding of the environmental is vital. So, in order for an organization to achieve success, possession of knowledge and comprehension of the surroundings is of utmost importance. Uh, in order to identify growth opportunities and sources of risks, pest analysis evaluate the environmental by considering the factors like political and legal factors, economic factors, social cultural factors, technological factors, environmental and legal factors. So this analysis is especially useful to for identifying the diverse of change which can help identify growth opportunities. Any questions so far if anyone's there? Okay, so political and legal factors. There are significant strategies, dangers, and possibilities that might arise from the addition or removal of legislations or regulatory restraints for a company. In order to ensure the organization's success, it is imperative that they have a comprehensive understanding of the implications of any potential changes in rules. What kind of tax or other incentives are now being developed that have the potential to influence strategy. Economic factors, a number of economic factors are taken into consideration, such as interest rates and currency rates, as well as the overall status of the economy. Uh, Such as whether interest rates and currency rates, as well as the overall status of economy, such as whether it is coming out of a recession or entering one. It is imperative for the companies to possess a comprehensive understanding of the economic prospects and inflation rates of the nations in which it works, as well as the strategic implications that these factors will have. Social and cultural factors. The category of social and cultural elements encompasses alterations in preference and ways of living. So there is also the that uh, possibility that they will include shifts in the demographic composition of a population. For example, a Western Europe individuals are seeing an increase in their lifespan, but in the majority of countries, the birth rate is decreasing, resulting in a population that is getting older. Clearly, that has repercussions for the kind of goods and services that companies and other organizations might intend to provide in the future by offering them. These are some of the typical questions that need to be answered, such as what are the current and emerging uh, what are the current and emerging trends in fashions and latest times? In what ways will the size of the market or its sub-markets be impacted by the demographic trends that are currently occurring? It is also important to consider whether the trend presents opportunity of hazards. Technological factors influences may include changes in retailing methods such as direct selling over the internet, changes in productions process, more use of automation, and greater integrations between customers and suppliers via computer link ups. It is also essentials for the managers to have a comprehensive understanding of the amount of which the present technologies are attaining maturity, as well as the technical advancement or trends that are influencing or have the potential to influence the sector. Any questions so far? Anyone is there? So environmental factors, an example of environment factor is product stewardship, which takes into account all of the raw materials, components, and energy sources that are utilized in the product. Additionally, it takes into account the way in which more environmentally friendly alternatives could be utilized. Furthermore, environmental factors encompass the way in which products waste could be recycled in a more efficient manners. Questions that need to be answered include those that are typical, such as whether or not we are conforming to the environmental legislations that is now in place. What are the potential opportunities for new product development that could be utilized to create a positive influence on the market? From an environmental standpoint, in what ways will the upcoming environmental legislations affect the environment? Any questions so far? So next is analyze how external factors impact upon the activities of specific organizations. So, one can consider political, economic, social, or technological elements as external influences that have an impact on an organization's. One of the most well-known and widely recognized brand of consumer electronics in the world is Apple. So, which is traded on the Nasdaq under the ticker symbol AAPL. So, because of the robust revenue growth and great return on investment, Apple has been a favorite among investors for a remarkably long time. So, Apple began as a standard computer corporation, but it has uh, uh, since expanded its products line to include various electronic devices such as smartphone, uh, tablets, music players, and television sets. So Apple creates and manufactures all of these products. One of the most distinctive aspects of Apple business model is that it is company that writes and designs. The company uses its own proprietary software and provide its own operating systems for all of its products. Apple has expanded its businesses into the entertainment and gaming industry in recent years. So, among the many American technological companies that have amassed a significant amount of cash, Apple is one of the companies that has done so. It had a total of 300 billion in the bank as of the 30th of June 2020. So, these circumstances are giving rise to call for increased corporation taxation in the United States of America, where one of the most pressing political issue is the issue of wealth disparity. When it comes to production, Apple is mainly reliant on China because of its lower cost. It is possible that social and political instability in China could cause disruption in manufacturing or lead to rise in the cost of manufacturing in the country. In addition, there have been calls for the United States to impose restrictions on Chinese import in the effect of increase the amount of manufacturing uh, within the United States. Finding alternative to manufacturing in China could be expensive for Apple, which could be problem for the company. So there is a possibility that this will result in higher prices for Apple terms as a result of reliance on Chinese production and market. Apple is exceptionally uh, sus- susceptible to political turmoil in China. So, growing nationalism and anti-Americanism in China could make Apple a target, which could result in a decrease the company's market share. If countries like the United States and Japan believe that China poses a threat, then the strong relationships that Apple has with China could become a political problem in those countries. Uh, Antitrust concerns and political pressures to break up Apple or limit its market uh, dominance could arise as a result of the company's strong position in other industries, including music. Political impact of social factors on Apple. There is a possibility that Apple will be affected by economic factors. It is possible that the cost could be eliminated due to the increased labor expenses in China take advantages of some Apple goods using these the potential market for higher end consumer goods such as those offered by uh, companies like Apple could be reduced it if the income of the middle class in several industrialized countries, notably the United States, become significant. Apple, a robust United States dollar, has the potential to boost exchange rates, so causing it to increase commerce in key markets such as Europe and China is more expensive for Apple to conduct. Any questions so far, if anyone is there? If anyone is there, any question so far? Okay, so potential impact of technological factors on Apple, uh, the capacity of competitions like Google and Samsung to replicate Apple products and services has been proved to be quite robust so far. Android Pay, which had the same features as Apple Pay, uh, was released by Google in a period of time that was less than a year. This indicates that a significant number of Apple distinctive services and products are no longer, special in their own right. One of the limitations that Apple factor is restricted amount of new consumer limits that is may introduce many of its new products such as Apple TV will only be available to a select minority of consumers as the number of people using smartphones and tablets continues to increase, the demand for Apple's well-known personal computers will decrease. So it is possible that the variety of programs that are accessible to smartphone users may be restricted due to Apple exclusive operating systems. One of Apple's most significant competitive advantages, which its reputation for high level of security and safety, is being undermined by the increasing capabilities of cyber thieves, which is turn makes Apple system less secure. Any questions so far? Potential impact of legal factors on Apple. Recently, Apple Pay marks the company's recently entry into the high regulated financial services sector, uh, which Apple has lately entered. This may result in an increase in the amount of regulations and oversight that it is subject to a form of the government. Apple may be subject to a higher level of competition if it's continues to provide financial services legislation. According to stories in the news, Apple is reportedly intending to join another externally competitive market. Vehicle manufacturing is a regulated industry. Making a debut in the automotive industry could end up increasing Apple cost associated with legislations, insurance, and regulatory compliance. One of the primary source of revenue for Apple is uh, derived from a wide range of products that are under the purview of intellectual property laws, including software and music. Because of this, the corporation of extremely susceptible to both forms of piracy and legal confrontation. Potential impact of environmental factors on Apple. Oh, sorry. Yeah, potential impact of environmental factors on Apple. The biggest environmental issue of financial Apple is the disposal of used or in non-working electronic devices. So the expense of disposing of device, particularly those containing uh, lithium batteries, could be high. Apple could be forced to assume that expense because of concerns about such devices is landfills. Pollution and other environment side effects from manufacturing facilities in China are a growing concerns. This could lead to increased regulations and higher manufacturing costs at some point in the future. China's efforts to cut greenhouse gases and limit fossil fuel use could increase electrically rates and manufacturing. cost of apple in the country. Climate change created by global warming could interrupt transoceanic shipping and Apple supply chain. Energy use, concern about energy use and other side effects from data centers could lead to increased regulations and cost. Apple is highly vulnerable to increases in electricity cost because of its dependence on data centers and other internet infrastructures. Uh, Analyze how external factors affect organizational stakeholders. So, individuals or groups that have an interest in the activities of the organizations or expectations of the organizations are referred to as stakeholders. It is essential for an organization to have a thorough understanding of the requirements of the many stakeholders present, understanding the contributions that connections with stakeholders may make to the overall well-being of the company is these essential components of the job performed by the strategic manager. In order for an organization to determine whether or not its goals will be able to meet the requirements of the various stakeholders, it is necessary for the businesses to conduct as essential assessment of the expectations of this group. When it comes to establishing a strategy for a company, doing a stakeholders analyze is an essential components. Classification of stakeholders. Internal stakeholders can be broadly categorized into three groups: internal, connected, and external. So internal stakeholders such as employees are closely associated with the company and their goals are likely to have a significant impact on the decision making process of the organizations. Those who are connected, such as stakeholders, external entities such as the government. Connected stakeholders, the stakeholders who are connected to the organizations can be considered to have contractual connections with the body. When it comes to the management of the organizations, the primary purpose that must be fulfilled is to satisfy the shareholders. However, it is important to note that the firm must also meet the objectives of the customers and the finances in order for it to be successful. External stakeholders, example of external stakeholders include the government, municipal authorities, and others such as entities. The group in question will possess a wide range of aims and their capacity to guarantee that the organizations achieves those objectives will vary among them. Stakeholders conflict. Uh, It is possible for the many stakeholders' wants and expectations to be in conflict with one another. A few examples of the typical conflicts are presented in the, if you can see here, employees versus managers, customer versus shareholder, general public versus shareholders, and manager versus shareholders. So, what is conflict? In first one, job wages versus bonus, efficiency, product quality, service levels versus profit, dividends, effect on the environmental versus profit, dividends, and growth versus independence. Uh, Assess the extent of which external factors impact on the success of a specific organizations. Uh, Political, government type and stability, freedom of press, rule of law, regulations and deregulation trends, social and employment legislations, tax policy and trade and tariff controls, environmental and consumer protection legislations are likely changes in the political environment. Uh, when we talk about economic factors, stage of business cycle, current and project economic growth, interest rates, unemployment and labor supply, labor cost, level of disposable income and income distributions, impact of globalizations, likely impact of technological or other changes on the economy, likely changes in the economic environment. Social cultural population growth rate and age profile, population's health, education, and social mobility and attitudes to these populations, employment patterns, job market, freedom and attitudes to work, press attitudes, public opinion, lifestyle choice, social cultural changes. Technological uh, impact of emerging technologies, impact of internet, increased remote working, research and development activity, impact of technology transfer. So, uh, in order to do assignments, you take a specific organization, apply the pastel to it to complete assessment. For example, Primark. So basically, uh, applying pastel analysis, political understand how political factors might affect Primark's operations. Economic analyze economic factors that influence Primark's financial decisions. Then you can explain social, consider social factors shaping Primark's market and consumer behavior. Explore how technology is used with Primark for efficiency and customer services. Legal, examine the legal aspects impacting Primark's compliance and business practices. Environmental, assess Primark environmental practices and their impact on sustainability. Evaluate the impact of external factors on accounting process with or within organizations. Trade between nations has taken on a new cognitive role as a result of globalizations and the development of technology. Uh, with the Within the context of this exchange culture, the concept of exchanging accounting methods and procedures holds an important positions. A collection of contingency factors provide an explanation for the selection of a management accounting techniques. So according to Reid et al. 2000, these elements have had an impact on the structures and operations of their respective organizations. When confronted with a wide variety of approaches, each of which adheres to a different ideology, businesses are required to devise a management accounting system that is capable of satisfying the most recent needs. One of the most important aspect of the organizational structure is the accounting system that the company adopt. The specific characteristics of a appropriate system will be determined by the characteristics of the situations that the organization is currently facing. Big changes based on the ACCA uh, drives of change PG 10 uh, reports, it is said that the accounting profession is expected to undergo significant changes in the years leading up to 2025. Therefore, educational, institutional individuals, members of professional bodies and professional bodies themselves should respond major shifted, including the evolving technology that is both smart and digital. Continued globalization is underway regarding the environment. It is the control of regulation. Accounting information requirements. As far as the operational level is concerned, sales, in addition to posting the accounts in the sale ledger, the ledger personnel will also be responsible for sending out statements and responding to inquiries regarding accounts. This level will also be responsible for granting credit approval for new orders. At the managerial level, credit is crucial factor. The control managers will be concerned about following up with clients who are sluggish to pay a order to ensure that bad debts are kept to a minimum and that cash flow is maintained in a healthy manner. At the strategic level, the board maintains a presence could come to the conclusion that additional money is required and that invoice discounting or factoring debts could be beneficial strategies to raise some of cash. Pastel, in context of accounting terms, factors related to politics, including rules and regulations, the laws as it pertains to data protection regulation as well as deregulatory measures, the law governing health and safety, regulatory framework for the environment, uh, policies regarding taxes, including tax rates and incentives, regulations of the market conditions, taxes, and consumer spending habits are examples of economic forces. So there are interest rates, currency exchange rates, prices increasing, relevant taxes, and demand against supplies. Factor related to social society, including attitudes and locals, and also technological factors. Uh, the pace of total population's growth, religious practices and faiths, a level of discretionary income that is average, the size of composition of the family, patterns used for investing, the rates of immigrations and refugees departures, all of the technological aspects, including the smallest of details, the ability of connect to the interest, use of wireless charging, automated control, protection and safety in cryptography. Trigger changes in management accounting. According to the findings of a study carried out by Solomon uh, et al. And others, 2008, within the realm of organizational factors, there exists two distinct group aspects related to the environment, changes in organizational ownership, such as acquisition or merger, or example of organizational factors. So, according to Suleiman, 2008, organization factors include in order to improve corporate governance, restructuring strategies such as decentralizations, hierarchical structure, downsizing, and outsourcing are necessary. Any questions so far, if anyone is there? Environmental factors. The impact of market rivalry, uh, and the emphasizes placed of new non-financial performance metrics are comprised of environmental factors as stated by Suleiman. This is a turn results in alteration in the behavior of customers, which can be linked to globalization and connection between the requirements and regulation of financial accounting and the profession of management accounting. So then environmental factors, variables usually referred to as external factors, encompasses a wide range of factors uh, that might have an impact on a business. These include rapid changes in the business environment, such as the globalization of sectors, advancements in information and technology, and growing rivalry participating in the development that have taken place in the practice of MA during the past few years, allowed 2000. So according to Lobo, 2004, changes in the business environment nearly always result in modification to manner in which companies conduct their operations, managers their businesses, and manage their businesses and conduct their business. In addition, the advancement of the most recent information technology and industrial technologies, as well as the trends in the environmental, all contribute to the transformation of management process. It is imperative that management accounting takes the initiative in delivering businesses the according to Cloud 2000 information that is customer oriented. The organization decided to put all of its faith accounting professionals who specialize in management, since they have become an integral part of the process of management. Globalization, because of the increasing interconnectedness of the world, globalization will bring about new opportunities. There are both opportunities and problems for management accounting, in addition to demonstrating interpersonal traits and behaviors. MA will be required to accept and anticipate coming variances in company processes, geographic location, roles, responsibilities, and legislations. In tandem with the rising standards of accounting and businesses, there will be accompanying growth in demand. Uh, encompasses a wide range of culture. Sorry. So culture, traditions, and countries as a result of globalization. One of the uh, one of the most valuable abilities will be ability to communicate in several languages, knowledge of variety of culture, and the ability to work effectively with people from different background, in addition to being able to speak many languages. And management accounting will require an overall comprehension of a variety of countries and their respective traditions. When Chinese enterprises expand their operations into overseas market, it is recommended that they learn representing the customer communicate in China, and the team should be prepared with those big nation in order to communicate and generate that you will be able to receive with overcoming the obstacles of culture, and language. Brexit. A significant factor that will also bring about changes to the functioning of MA is the Brexit. Therefore, communication is the only way for MA to go forward as a result of the unpredictability of Brexit. A general number of organizations will experience feeling of insecurity and vulnerability. Nevertheless, so MA will need to maintain a continuous dialogue with a client regarding their concerns regarding that business and ensure that they feel comfortable. So it is encouraging to see that members of Parliament are convinced that accountants will be able to meet the challenges that the uncertainties brought about to Brexit would provide the businesses. The head of the ACC is John William. Of Furthermore, Brexit may result as the United Kingdom implementing a new tax scheme. In light of this, MA will be obligated to provide guidance and respond to any inquiries that may be raised by clients regarding the potential new tax legislation. The Massachusetts Development of Revenue will be required to keep their understanding of the new tax plan that will be uh, provide up to date and to discover strategies, approaches to boost the performance of their businesses. Any questions so far? Okay, next is financial accounting regulations and governance regulations, and the enhancement of governance rank among the most major drivers of changes in Massachusetts. The company will see repercussions in every fact uh, of its operations, whether they are direct or indirect. Communications between the chief financial officers and management, those who audit money over the next few years, the most significant influence on the professions will come from increasing regulations and and state uh, strengthened governance. So the year 2025 says that management accountants are required to evaluate the associated technologies, practical and ethical difficulties, and communicate their findings. So using these to efficiently connect to relevant sources. So thus it is essential for management accounting to have an understanding of ACCA. Uh, ACCA, therefore, it is crucial for MA to understand. That's it for today, guys. Here are some references, some websites you can read, and your further studies and information. You can visit your learning management system. There are some books and journals available down there. So thank you very much for joining me today. And please drop me an email if you have any questions or concerns or any issues. My email is yasir@ukversity.co.uk. And thank you very much for today, and have a good weekend. And I'll see you I'll see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock for my next session and learning outcome training. Thank you very much, and bye for now. Bye, everyone.